We're live.
We are. Madam Mayor, it is 5:06 and we are live.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday, September 22nd Commission meeting on the budget, the second budget meeting. Can we have the roll call, please?
Mayor Betty Rush.
Here. We're live.
We are. Vice Mayor Christopher Lavoy. Sorry, little feedback.
Right here.
Commissioner Sarah Maliga.
Present.
Commissioner Kimberly Stokes.
Here.
Commissioner Ronaldo Diaz.
Here.
Okay, Commissioner Diaz will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, tonight we have public hearings on the budget. Item A, which is resolution 67-2022, which is the second public hearing adopting the fiscal year 2022-2023 tentative millage rate. Mr. Miller, take it away.
Thank you, Mayor. Bruce Miller, for the record. So resolution is to Resolution 67-2022. The resolution sets the final millage rate of 5.4945 mils to fund the city's proposed fiscal year 2023 operating budget. I'm going to skip down to the last paragraph with the inclusion of the county fire MSTU millage rate of 3.4581. The city's maximum available operating millage cannot exceed 6.5419 mils. The tentative millage is 5.4945 mils, or 5.4945 per $1,000 of assessed valuation, which is 12.21% more than the rollback rate of 4.8967 mils.
Thank you. Are there any public comment cards, Madam Clerk?
I do not have any, Madam Mayor.
Again, I have none here. So I guess it's a motion to approve the resolution.
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, item B, resolution 68-2022, the second public hearing adopting the debt service rate for fiscal 2022. Mr. Miller?
Yes, thank you. The resolution sets the final debt service millage rate of 0.9200 mils to fund the city voter approved 2017-2018 general obligation bond on levy. As background, in November 2016, approximately 67% or 2/3 of voters of the city of Lakewood Beach approved the issuance of the general obligation bond for road improvement projects in the amount not to exceed $40 million. For fiscal year 2023, receipts must cover debt service payments in the amount of $2,159,088. See, that's it.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Who was the second, Madam Mayor?
Oh, was there public comment? I'm sorry.
There was not, but I do need to know who the second was for the motion.
Commissioner Malega.
Commissioner Malega.
Appreciate.
Item C, resolution 69-2022. The second public hearing adopting the fiscal year 2022-23 proposed city budget. Is there a presentation from you, Mr. Miller?
No.
Okay.
Resolution, or
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
a summary in accordance with the city's code of ordinances and Florida statutes of fiscal year 23 final budget for the city of Lakewood Beach is hereby submitted. Expenditure for the final fiscal year 23 and operating budget appropriation equals $186,624,615. Capital appropriation equaling $25,503,670. This is an aggregate for all city funds.
I see Mr. McVoy has his light on.
Yeah, I'm certainly planning to vote to approve the budget. I would like to make a couple comments just that relate to the budget. One is to remind on a couple of things. We as a commission, I believe, agreed to make sure that we would in this year find a way to fund public access at some of the easements onto the lagoon. We talked about that. I don't think we talked any specific numbers, but I think I heard at least a commitment from all of us to make sure that we did that. Another one that we made a commitment to in the electric utility to make sure that we have somebody at a pretty high level and with pretty broad approach in the electric utility to assist Ed with some of the forward-looking things to make sure that we are headed in the best possible direction for the utility and take some of that off of Ed's plate. And the other one, totally unrelated to those two, is in this particular time, I think one can make a very strong argument for the importance of our community library. And all of the time that I've been on the commission starting in 2010, the library tends to get underfunded. And I think it's really important to note that, especially in a community like ours that is very thinking oriented, there are a lot of people who want ideas, who are looking for creative ways to attack problems, who are not necessarily in alignment with a more narrow thinking. A library is a center for that kind of thing. I just happened to be at the library in West Palm Beach today, the Mandel Public Library, and it was really striking. I had to be there for a not great situation, but trying to help out. And I would like to encourage us to look in this coming year to making the library its own department, giving it that status on our budget level and on our administrative level. It has been that in the past. I don't think it's been that for quite a while, but it has been. So those are my comments. Thank you.
I think we all got the email from Mrs. Robinson.
And I spoke with her there on it
That was well thought out.
today.
Yep.
And I agree with her outlook.
Okay. Yep.
Just as a matter of reference, the library is its own department within the general fund.
Yeah,
So, okay,
yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Is it
It's-
under the umbrella of leisure service?
it's under the management supervision of leisure services, but it is its own.
Its own department.
You can find the library budget
Okay.
as a separate account, if you will.
And this year we did some work to improve it, and we're always, I think all of us, each one of us has a commitment to that. So if we
Right.
if we stumble across a bucket of money we didn't know we had, we can always, I think that's a good place to start looking to spend it. Commissioner Malega was next, and then Commissioner Dean.
First, I want to say thank you to staff, every department head for working hard and getting us where we are today. I remember years ago, the city was way behind when it came to budget, and I know that we've had turnover in finance, and I just want to say congratulations and kudos to every department head, everybody who's kicked in and getting us here. I'm very excited about that. The one thing that I do want to bring to everyone's attention is under the CIP, page 3 of 5. Under beach fund, you have beach property improvements of 6 million. That was the 6 million that was supposedly earmarked out of penny sales tax from the previous commission. If you go to across the line under blue where it says not funded or identified funding not found, it says 4.95 million. And I want us to be clear that we have been very vigilant in making sure that that money in the penny sales tax was there, which is why we moved the money from ARPA. So I was alarmed when I saw 4.95 not funded or not found, because that's supposed to be coming from the penny sales tax. So I just want to make sure that it's very clear that that funding, whatever's left in penny sales tax, we talked about multiple times and the numbers have changed, was supposed to be earmarked and saved for the beach project.
I don't think you're on. There you go.
Okay,
The schedule that's in front of you is an appropriations. Okay, it's giving me authority to use. How it is determined. The.
Please
money-
speak into the mic, Mr. Miller. I can't hear you.
You're soft spoken anyway.
Sorry.
That's great. Thank you, Shayla.
Money.
Weird.
Money. Is being earmarked. Okay. Is not available. We do not have $4.9 million of receipts in the thing that's the point. It's predicated on future revenue. I cannot appropriate those dollars.
Okay, so in the spreadsheet that you sent me, it said that there was 4.4744 million that was uncommitted in the penny sales tax.
Uncommitted.
Oh, he took your microphone. That wasn't very kind. What a way to shut it down.
Uncommitted, okay? There has not been any conversation relative to taking those proceeds and putting them to a, now, if you want to vote and say the future dollars, okay, but again, those are future dollars and they're not received.
Okay, but the previous commission already voted on it. So,
I can't
We're-
work with future dollars that have not come in.
okay, well,
And
we're gonna have a deeper conversation about this. I will approve the budget, but this whole penny sales tax has been questioned since day one. We sat here, we talked about it. We talked about how much money was needed to shore up that account for the 6 million that the public thinks is sitting there, not the 6 million that we said was supposed to be there, had nothing to do with us. But it alarms me when I see not funded or no funds found.
It's not sitting there. We would have, if we wanted to build the pool today, we would have to go out for a loan or a bond, right? We're borrowing against future revenues that we're predicting will be in that amount, but we don't actually have them sitting in our bank account right now.
correct.
So that's why we can't like
How much
officially,
of the money has been received of the penny sales tax?
most of it.
I have to go back, but there's approximately, if I'm trying to remember the spreadsheet. There's, the spreadsheet goes through the original estimate and then the commitments, the appropriations that have been made against that. It brings it down to some amount. And then I've added back in the increase in anticipated revenues
Correct.
and the amount that was not used for debt service from the prior year and came up with about $4.7 million, whatever that ending number is.
4.744.
Right. Thank
So those funds have been received.
you. Have not been received.
Not been
Okay, so that's what my question is, how much has been received to the city of the penny sales tax
Since when,
besides what was appropriate?
Probably, it's about 22 for the total ballpark, and I think there's about 5 or 6. I mean, somewhere between 4 and 6 coming, estimated
Correct.
ballpark,
Right.
ballpark. I'm
So
not
we can
funding.
estimate that the 4 to 6 million that's inbound should be earmarked
Committed.
towards the pool, the oceanfront
I
project.
mean, that's pretty clear right now that those funds are earmarked.
Yes.
But there has not, again, you can't take a vote on appropriating revenues that have not been received. So you have to receive those. Once those are received, we can appropriate them, and then they are a hard fix
Okay, do we have an ETA for when those funds will be received?
over the next 4 years, 3, 4 years.
We're supposed to get 3 million, so we got 3.14 million this year.
Yeah, again, what I did to get to the additional dollars is take current revenues, the historical amount over the last 2 years, project that forward, compare that to what we originally did of $21 million, I think it was, and so where we're going to receive around $23 million, $2 million more,
Right.
and that's what you're going to get. But again, until those revenues are received, you can't, unless we want a bond,
Okay.
like we did with the previous dollars, which we can't bond the whole amount because the bondholders want, it's like buying, doing a mortgage. There's going to be some
Down payment.
down payment, if you will, right? So you're almost at the end of the sales tax unless they extend it. So, and there's, the other option is you have, I believe, $2 million more that were allocated as part of the road bond, not the road bond, but the road improvement program. If you want to scale that, that's your decision, but that's only going to buy you a little bit
Right.
of the $4 million. So
I think the point is that we're very concerned that when that money comes in a year, we don't hear, no, you've got 2.5 when we thought we had, we just want to be sure that when
Correct.
that money comes in, it's committed to the beach, to the.
I can't do anything without your approval.
No, I understand that. We're just-
So how do we get to that
We're
approval
just
process?
we're a little suspicious. We're a little testy about it.
Okay, I have,
Sensitive.
okay. In order for me to, in order for the city to expend funds, you are the only authority to do so. So if you have not approved expenditures from the paying sales tax, I can't do it.
Right,
How do we move forward to secure those funds?
They are secure.
They are secure.
They are secure as they ever will be, because I can't touch them.
You said we can't do anything until we vote on, until we vote on it.
I can't.
Apparently our predecessors, or whatever, not questioning the reasoning, appropriated part of that 6 million away because the staff came to them and said we needed someplace else. And so it was just kind of like the Sadowski fund. They
I
just
guess
so
my concern is just, I want to make sure that when that money comes in, that it doesn't get spent, because we are working forward on trying to get the oceanfront project, right?
But our director, our finance director, said, you don't have to worry that it will get spent, because it won't get spent unless we all.
Those monies go into, I'm using an analogy, but they go into a lockbox.
Right.
Okay, they can't be touched.
Right.
Okay, the only way I can touch those proceeds is if I come here and say, I want to take that money.
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity to say, no,
No.
Bruce, you're crazy. Or that's,
We get updates on when the people know how much we're going to receive each year.
we can give you a monthly report relative to receipts.
Okay.
If that would make you feel better,
Well,
I'll be
It's not about
very,
making
very
us feel
happy.
better, it's us trying to find more funds to match what we have or what we're gonna have.
Okay.
And going after grants and appropriations, we just need to.
There's a
kind
lot
of
of
see a
matching
little-
grants.
Exactly, we need to show in a little box, okay, here's our lockbox and here's what
Yeah.
here's what Bruce Miller says that we have our finance director, so we're gonna try to start going after it hard and getting appropriations from county and state. So
Right.
that's why this number is imperative.
I understand that.
Yeah.
That's
But
my only concern, I
Alright.
just wanna make sure.
So
we
we
have
can
some
give a
kind of
monthly
number.
report
Right.
on
Sure.
the status of the penny sales tax.
Fabulous.
That would be good.
write that down if you
Write
would.
that down. Take copious notes. Mr. Diaz.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. When I started this, I was warned that the most painful thing about this is the budget and how difficult the book is and stuff. And I think you guys did really well. Maybe I'm smarter than I think, but it was really easy. It wasn't really easy to understand. There's a lot to go through, but you laid it out super well. And so definitely commend you for that. It was an easy process to integrate into my daily life.
Well, we appreciate that feedback.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'm done. See.
Is there a butt coming after that though, Mr. Diaz?
I've seen massive spreadsheets in the past, and it was just laid out in a way that it was easier, or it made it palatable, if you will, to go through so much information. Easy is not the word. It wasn't easy, but it was tolerable. Yeah.
I'll buy that word.
And to Commissioner McVoy's point about the library, I hear those concerns quite a bit, and I've been working really closely with Cindy about that sort of thing. And through my nonprofit work, I do events and stuff at Mandel Library, for example, and others. And I really appreciate the money, or we really appreciate the money to keep the library open. That's a huge first start. I think the message I kind of want to get out there is, do we want to be like a Mandel or a Del Rey? That's where all our moms go, because they have a lot of events. And I think we're not going to be able to compete with them if we're looking at it in terms of stuff,
Mhm.
right? We're not going to have a photo lab or whatever.
Right.
But I can tell you, we are working hard to bring events, free events, speaker series, opening up that room for different things. So I think we can compete in terms of quality of programming without spending immense amounts of money for now. So that's being worked on for sure. I give a substantial portion of my discretionary budget so that you
Mhm.
can buy a bunch of books that
All that.
are going to be given away for some of these free events. But yeah, definitely loud and heard. The first step is let's keep the library open. She has some great staff now planning events, quality stuff that, do I want stuff like, computers to do music recording and all that stuff that all the other libraries have? It's like, that could be fun, but I think there's a lot we could do with this first step.
Did you hear there's a card club meeting now at the library? Raw meat, poker?
Oh, really? And, okay, along those lines, which is a little bit of a diversion, but please let me do it while I'm thinking of it. I went to the Literacy Coalition luncheon today, and October 27th is the day that, every year they do it where every school has somebody go in and read the same book. And this year it's October 27th. So I'm going to encourage all of us up on the dais and whatever citizen wants to participate. They love volunteers, and I'd love to have all our schools filled with readers. I did it last year. This year, I'm going to be in Orlando on a court case, so I can't even do it.
Is it going to be in person? Last year we did it over Zoom.
No, I did in person last year. Yeah.
Well, maybe North grade was more strict.
Oh,
Yeah.
they sent me to West.
It depends.
I was in West Palm Beach. I was a little annoyed. So we had that luncheon today, and we have 5 copies of the book. And I just want to put it out there while we're talking about library stuff that we are a literary city.
Yeah, I'll take North grade again.
Okay.
Okay, Highland.
Also, I saw the board game. I don't know if you saw the,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
it's awesome.
Oh, good. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
No.
So keep an eye for that.
Okay, great. So did we?
Motion to approve.
Okay, thank you.
I do have one public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It is from Laura Robinson, 114 South Ocean Breeze. Honorable Mayor, Commissions, and City Manager, I write once again to draw your attention to the Lake Worth Beach Library. I am grateful that a full-time staff person has been restored to the budget, yet I am also concerned that a contemporary understanding of the status of this institution has been lost. I suggest that it would be a few moments of your time to Google what libraries can and should be doing in 2023 and what the budgetary commitment of other cities of similar size to Lake Worth Beach are making to ensure that their library is all that it can be. These municipalities realize that in these strange and twisted times, the library is no longer just a pleasant place to spend time. It has become one of the last bastions of free and independent thought. With school libraries under attack, the city library must be given serious financial support by our elected officials and professional administrators to meet the unprecedented and frightening challenges to information access facing communities today. We cannot rely on grants with required targeted outcomes to meet this challenge. In Lake Worth Beach, as in other cities in this bonanza year of ARPA funding, the competition for project support from all departments has been intense. Those who are able to make compelling arguments for their favorite projects, many of which have been put on hold during leaner times. You have heard their voices, but please take a moment to reflect that perhaps it is the very nature of the purveyors of wisdom and knowledge to be modest in their requests, to be humble and grateful for what they receive. It has been that way for a long time, but this year I implore you to give the library a real budget, restore the library to full department status, because what the library and its staff can offer the population of this city is one of the most important services you can provide, the preservation of our republic by an enlightened citizenry.
Thank you. Well said, Ms. Robinson. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, next we have new business, which is resolution 74-2022, establishing the electric utility rates for the fiscal year 2023. Mr. Miller.
Thank you. The executive brief, real short, resolution 74 in 2022 2022 establishes the electric utility rates for fiscal year 2023 effective October 1st of 2022 to provide operational revenues for said period. The proposed fiscal year 23 electric utility rate and charges reflects changes from the fiscal year 2022 and is presented as part of electric utility revenue projections included in the fiscal year 2023 annual operating budgets. The rates include base energy charge and power cost adjustment, the PCA. If you turn the page to the resolution itself, if you turn to page 2, you can see the base energy, the power adjustment and capacity.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a motion? Oh, are there any public comments
No, I have no more public comments, Mayor,
on anything or just this one?
on anything.
Great, thank you. Mr. McVoy?
Just a quick clarification, this involves no change in the rate from the last time that we did.
Here comes Mr. Liberty.
For the record, at Liberty Electric Utility Director, correct, no change in rate. This is mainly just memorializing the things you've already said.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Resolution 75-2022, establishing the rates and charges for the water system for fiscal year 2023.
All right, resolution number 75, 2022 establishes rates and charges for the water system for fiscal year 2023. Resolution 75, 2022, I'm repeating myself, so I'll skip. Background and justification, the city of Lake Worth Beach contracts with Stantec on an ongoing basis to provide a yearly revenue sufficiency analysis. The analysis provides a multi-year projection of the sufficiency of revenues for water utility to meet current and projected financial requirements and determines the level of revenue increases necessary in each year to provide adequate revenues to fund all identified cost requirements. The results of the current 2022 rate sufficiency analysis have shown that no rate changes are needed. Continued conservation efforts, including water conservation education materials, and the city's block rate structure will assure the city remains a leader in water conservation efforts. And then if you go to the ordinance, the resolution itself, you'll see the rates.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a motion? Mr. McVoy, you have something to say?
Nope, Commissioner Malega is ahead of me.
Oh, Ms. Malayton, you have something to say?
I just don't see the minimum fee charge on this resolution. There, it was listed in the electric utility. But I don't see the minimum listed in here for residential or for businesses. Because it was listed in the electric utility.
There's a resolution.
Customer.
The customer charge, $5.31.
That's our minimum fee.
Yeah, there's and a base charge, depending on the size of the meter. So,
Right,
so if you had a 5/8 meter, which most people do, $15.83,
So the total is roughly.
roughly $20.
A month.
I
Yeah.
just, in the future, would like to see that spelled out only because we spelled it out in the electric utility, just to keep things comparable.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Commissioner McVoy?
I just was going to note that it just for our own edification and the community's edification, it's nice to note that we have blocks 1 through 5 and the spread of the charges is fair. It goes from, it's a fair spread from 34 cents to 1.56 cents. $1.56, excuse me. And is it correct that that's a state mandate, that it's a conservation incentive, that if you use less, you pay a cheaper rate?
Yes, it is, Vice Mayor. South Florida Water Management District requires us to keep a block rate structure, which is conservation minded.
And as you mentioned, it's actually been fairly effective.
Very effective. We have one of the lowest per capita uses in all of South Florida.
Really?
Because of our native landscape.
Many reasons, but conservation minded citizens.
Yeah, conservation minded. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Oh, you're all competing tonight. You're so eager. Let's give Commissioner Diaz that one.
I tend to be known as the water guy, so.
You are the water guy. Okay, moving, oh, do I have, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay,
You
great.
want to be known as the sewer guy?
Mm.
Do you want to know the sewer guy? Ouch.
Important enough.
Okay, resolutions. Resolution 76, 2022, establishing the rates, fees and charges for the city sub-regional sewer utility. Mr. Miller.
Yes, thank you. Just as background and justification, from the executive brief, the Lake Worth Beach sub-regional system is made up of the wastewater collection systems that connect to the Lake Worth Beach system, include the city of Lake Worth Beach and 7 other entities, Lantana, Atlantis, Manapon, town of South Palm Beach, the village of Palm Springs, town of Lake Clark Shores, and Palm Beach State College. The operational agreement approved on March 5th, 2013, containing a rate calculation methodology for use during the term of the agreement. The proposed rates were calculated in accordance with the method. The city held a meeting with the sub-regional customer member board to discuss these proposed rates as required under the new agreements. All members attended, and the board is recommending approval of the rates. And the rates, if you are on the resolution itself.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions? Do I have a motion?
Water guy? I'll move. So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. McBoy, all in favor?
Aye.
So the boys were in charge of the wastewater. Next one, item G, resolution 7722, fees and charges for city services in the fiscal year 2023. Mr. Miller.
Yes, let me catch up.
Yep.
Thank you. So 77.
Yep.
22 establishes the fees. The city commission has the authority to set fees and charges for the city services pursuant to the city's own rule of power. Since 2012, the city has established a comprehensive schedule of all fees and charges for general government services. Resolution 77, 2022 sets forth the schedule of fees and charges which represent a reasonable reimbursement to the city for its actual costs in providing city services for fiscal year 2023. And then the fees are all outlined in the attached resolution.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. And fine, last but not least, the fiscal year 2023 position count.
Yes, ma'am. So this resolution sets forth the position count for fiscal year 23. It's a compilation of all authorized full-time and part-time position. Is the blueprint for allocation of staff resources. Background and justification. The fiscal year 23 position count is a standalone document that provides a summary of all authorized full-time and part-time positions. It reflects the current year position count and all proposed changes in the upcoming year. Information provided includes fund, position, title, position, number, action taken, if any, and total division department is applicable. In summary, the fiscal year 23 position count reflects a total of 405 funded positions as compared to 400 positions for fiscal year 22. This is an increase of 5 positions, which includes reclassifications and other changes. Funding for the personnel services, which include related ancillary benefits costs, are included in the fiscal year 23 annual operating budget. The new positions added in the 23 budget include community sustainability assistant building official, building administrative assistant building, library associate 1, library literacy program specialist, and the electric engineering consultant.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Motion approved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Stokes, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Well done, staff. Thank you very much. You've been eloquent in your explanations. And we appreciate all the this is something I would never even want to do. So I'm very impressed by it.
Last year.
I know those books were insane. Thank you very much. Do I have a motion?
Madam Mayor?
Yep.
Do you mind if I may say?
I think you should chime in.
If I can take this opportunity to also thank the staff, the finance services team for all their hard work in this process. We know it wasn't easy. A lot to juggle, a lot to manage, a lot to coordinate, and a lot of discussions and a lot of numbers.
That's a lot of numbers.
I want to say thank you and also to all the department heads and staff that also work to balance your budget and make sure all the needs were met within your department to continue to provide the wonderful quality services that we provide to our community.
Yep.
And so I appreciate also the commission for your patience with us through this process. And so I'm looking forward to a great budget year coming.
Thank you. I
Thank
see Mr. Diaz has his light on.
Yeah, just one quick question. I think we approved a part-time position for parking and that's on there, or am I just not seeing it? It's not on the memo.
The part-time positions, quite honestly, because you don't know where the dollars are going to go, because it's a
Depend on
pooled
hours,
amount,
right.
right? It could go to the current people or it could go to the same. And so I didn't add, because there's three part-time, two for the building department, for the, they're classified as interim positions. Again, those dollars are pooled funds and they can go in different directions. And for the parking fund, again, they're pooled funds. So I don't know if we're gonna have 5 new people or 1 new person or whatever. So,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
All right. Do I have a motion or did we have that motion already?
Motion to approve, just in case.
No, motion to adjourn.
Motion to
I
adjourn.
mean,
Second.
I was gonna say,
Both start with it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Good night. 40